So, I need to make some new character stills for my persona. This is Mini Luz. She's Luz, but sometimes Mini. She's a cartoon creature, you see. Kind of based on angels, kind of based on black and white cartoons, kind of based on me, and kind of just whatever I wanted to draw at the time. She's kind of a lot of things, aren't we all? I've drawn a great deal of many Luzes in my time, and I gotta say, I think she's the one. So I thought I'd share with you my vast library of knowledge I kind of just made up as I've been playing around with this whole YouTube thing. I'm making some Luz expressions for future commentary and speed paints, so I thought I'd bring you along with me as I do this. I found for my speed paints I like to have my canvas in the middle of the screen, my persona in the bottom right, and additional information or references to the left of said canvas. I decided to make her initial pose in the sitting position, simply to save space on screen while still having her full body visible. I like to draw her full body. I don't always do it, but it is how I enjoy drawing her. I always start off with my first pose and expression being neutral. When I'm doing a series of persona drawings like this, I always keep the first PNG as the standard reference. All stylistic choices I make here are features I will make sure to include in all of my other drawings. The sketchy line art, the random expressive lines I add, and the white outlines. They're all stylistic choices I made here that I will keep in mind for the rest of my drawings going forward. You'll also see I use lines to indicate what corner Luz will be inhabiting. Normally I would continue drawing in this corner, but since I knew I'd be uploading a speed paint of this video, I moved her to the center of the canvas. I also listed certain emotions I know myself well enough to know I'll probably need for my speed paints. If you're currently making or updating your persona, this is the section where I give you miscellaneous tips. My qualifications are I have a Sona who's a little nerd, and I think she's cute. And I've also drawn her a lot now. I'll be talking as if your persona is being made for the purpose of YouTube videos, within the same strain of art/commentary that I tend to do. The number one thing I suggest is to listen to yourself talk. If you already make and edit your YouTube videos, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You don't actually know how you sound outside of your head until you listen to recordings of yourself. Yes, it is cringe and terrible, and you will hate the way you sound. But trust. Make a few scripts and record them. You don't have to post them, you don't have to edit them, but you do have to listen to them. You'll begin to notice how you speak, how much emotion you use, how your voice fluctuates, how bad your jokes sound out loud. This will give you a good idea of what I like to call your customer service persona. It's the version of you portray to the not-yous of the world. This is who you're really making a persona for. I used to draw myself as a pretty fish anime girl, then I got to know myself and realized I'm an insignificant creature whose only consistency is breathing, and I don't even do that well. So I changed as the perception of myself changed, and as my art changed, making me whatever the heck this is. Now, do I change my Sona constantly? Yes. But that's in character. She's a constantly changing, multi-dimensional being. Probably. I tend to always keep her face looking like her face. She always has wings, but I change up her outfit pretty regularly. I just like it that way. Now, the next tip I can give you for your YouTube persona is something I don't think many people will agree with. The design of your persona isn't actually the most important part of them. It's the expressions. I'm under the assumption, like me, you'll be drawing your persona to represent yourself as you talk in videos. If that's the case, your persona can literally look like anything. Look at the most successful storytime animators. They have some of the simplest personas you will find. What matters is the connection someone has to that character. It bridges the gap between virtual reality to make a human connection with the audience on the other side. And yes, I did just make that up. Basically, they're not connecting with the design. They're connecting with you through the PNG that you draw as you. It's more so about you. And obviously drawing the expressions that you're speaking with, because just having that visual of the expression and having a face to look at, it creates a connection or this feeling of there's a real human right there talking. I think a great exercise in expression and general liveliness is to do a faceless character. Draw your persona with no face. See if you can use body language to convey an emotion before you even add a face. For my mini Luz, she has certain features that I can utilize to make up for the lack of mouth. As you'll probably notice, she doesn't have a mouth that is visible. Two of the most important parts of her body would be her ears and wings. Ears are very commonly used in expression, mostly when they're larger and animal-shaped. I believe a lot of characters have animal ears because it adds such an interesting movement to a character. I mean, think of a shy character with cat ears. You can already just imagine their ears hanging down over their face and their tail hitting the ground. It's a very good tool for emotion. If you have a persona that's a human, you could consider adding locks of hair that are used for expression. Think a cowlick, which is often used in anime to further enhance the character's emotions. I went even a step further by giving Luz little head flappers, also known as wings. I use wings the way one might use a tail. If she's happy or nervous, I tend to draw her wings flapping sporadically. If she's sad, I'll draw them downturned or even slightly covering her face. I also give her wings that I attach to her back most of the time. I use those similarly, but you may notice sometimes I draw them simply to fill in a space or even to mirror her hand movements. If I'm not using her back wings for expression, I use them to help the pose flow more smoothly. You can do this with clothes and accessories if you don't have wings. Any part of a character that moves, I try to use to convey emotion or to add a movement. I would argue these little details are really important when creating a persona. You just want something that you can manipulate to help convey whatever it is you're trying to represent at the time. You also see I almost always draw her hands. I personally speak with my hands, so it just makes sense for me to include them in expressions. If you have no idea how to pose your hands/arms, there's a very simple thing you can do, which is just to make them gesturing to something. It doesn't have to be something that's even there. Are they happy? You could make them excitedly doing jazz hands. Are they explaining something? Make them pointing somewhere or motioning to something off screen. Film yourself with your hands and you'll get an idea of how to move them. I have a go-to pose that you can see in my first drawing, which is just hand open as if you're explaining something. You can even give them something to hold on to or grip. I sometimes give Minnie Luz a pencil so she has something to fidget with. If you hate drawing hands, just draw them. I once couldn't fathom drawing hands. I still have trouble with them, which is part of the reason I draw them so cartoonishly now. But the more you avoid drawing them, the worse it will be to draw them. So draw them. You don't even have to do it well, just do it. For actual design tips, I personally like to break this loser into shapes. Her face is literally just shapes. I know everyone talks about silhouettes. You know, if you turn a character into a fully colored blob, is their silhouette still recognizable? And yes, this is very important in character design. I will say though, if you're just starting out, who cares if your silhouette's recognizable? No one knows who you are, so no one's gonna recognize you. Heck, no one recognizes me or probably knows who I am. Yeah. I do YouTube as a hobby, so I mean, who knows if you should actually be listening to anything I say, but here we are. Instead of thinking about silhouette, maybe think about personality. Going back to the script exercise, you portray yourself a certain way when you're performing. And if you're recording a video, you're performing. I'm not saying that means that this version of you is fake, it's just the version of you that you portray to an audience of strangers. Pay attention to the personality of customer service you, and maybe make a design that matches that. Some of the most basic personality traits we can break down are energetic, tired, sassy, annoyed, however you talk. Of course, you can make a character that directly contradicts how you speak and your personality. That's actually a good hook for a persona, a character that looks nothing like how you sound. It's always a fun juxtaposition. Basically, do whatever you want. As I'm trying to give you tips, I keep circling back to just draw the persona. Make a character, then sketch them interacting with an imaginary audience. How you design them is not the whole puzzle, it's actually just the corner pieces. Do they make solving the puzzle easier? Yeah. But if you're a heathen, you can always just start in the middle. Again, I'm just making this up as I go. I think the original reference of my persona is significantly less interesting than the scenarios I've drawn them in. They didn't come to life once I made this beautiful, perfect design that the whole world suddenly saw, and I became a celebrity because of it. They came to life as I experimented with them, as I drew them. I made a story time with Minnie Lou's narrating for me. I learned how to draw their expressions despite them not having a mouth. If what's stopping you from making your persona is designing a persona, just skip that part. Don't design them. Draw yourself, or draw a head with a face. Draw a stick figure. And make it up as you go. Learn what you like to draw. Okay, wait, that's actually a good tip. If there's something you enjoy drawing, say you really like big noses or really frilly tops, include that in your persona. Because if you make a character you have trouble drawing over and over again, it's not a good persona, no matter how good the design is. You need to like drawing your character over liking how they look. I really liked my first drafts of Luz, but I never wanted to draw her more than the 2D models I would make. That's not a good persona. Versus this goofy little goober, I thoroughly enjoy drawing her. It's why she's like a rubber hose. It's why she has really round shapes. I just like to draw that. Even further, I don't draw her the way I draw full illustrations. She's made to be fun as a quick sketch. She's literally grayscale. I hate rendering grayscale. She is not made to be rendered. She is, however, very easy to color over and over again because at any given moment, she's black, white, and gray. A very limited color palette. Personas need to be sketched over illustrated. As you make videos, if you haven't already, you'll want them to be as easy and fun to draw as possible. As a final tip, once I'm done with all the expressions, I'll add them all to a canvas on Procreate, and then I'll use the animated GIF feature to go ahead and see what they all look like together. This lets me see if there's anything I need to change. Sometimes, a lot of the time, I'll have drawn a head too big, or it just doesn't fit quite in with the rest of the drawings. And this is my last moment where I go in and I fix those up. I also sometimes take the different expressions and I'll just add an eyes closed version. I find these really come in handy whenever you're making a YouTube video, especially if you have one specific expression going on for an extended period of time. Adding a quick eye blink in there helps break that time up. But yeah, that's about it. If you want a more in-depth tutorial on facial expressions, there's a lot of amazing ones on YouTube. I don't know if there's really anything I could add to the conversation, so I don't really plan on making my own video for it. Likewise, there's a lot of amazing persona design videos that are actually about designing the persona. I don't know if I helped with any of that. If you found any of my tips helpful, please leave a comment below or tell me some of your own tips that you found useful. Yeah, that's about it. But I'm Luz, by the way. Thanks for watching my video.